I'm curious what this time is going to be like. I've never really gone live at this time, so we'll see how it goes. And just say hello if you're here, because I've had to refresh my screen a couple times, and I am I'm watching your comments on a different device as a different user. So let me know. Let's see. I hope I didn't screw up my comments, because the one day no one could comment. Hi, Courtney. Thank you. OBX Crochet is my other account. Um, I live on the OBX and I crochet. That's how I roll. Oh, am I live over here? I am live. I'm live everywhere. Let me play my song. Do my little dance. That's my son's voice. Really miss him. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I and ever ever since he has not lived with me, I miss the music. There was always music in the house when I lived with my son. Always, constantly. I could hear him wake up in the morning and singing in the bathroom and all those things. And man, I miss the music. All kinds of music he would play, classical stuff, all the different instruments. Oh my goodness, it was so wonderful to hear all the time. I miss it. It was hard when he moved out. It was just so dang quiet. Okay, I need this. I need my overhead. Battery's probably dead. Thanks for sharing the live, Courtney. I know this is probably pretty late for you, so don't feel like you have to hang around. I don't know that there's going to be too much going on the live today, because I know this is it's midnight. Yeah. This is kind of a weird time of day to be doing it, but I try to hit the different time zones. And I also am, oh, you're working on the clay things. Cool. I also, I forget what I was going to, I do them at a time that's good for me. So this is a good time for me, but I really think afternoons and evenings are better for lives. More people join in, but whatever. There's going to be replay on this, and it'll be available to everyone. So let me get this up and going, and let me get my camera. Hey, Amy. Changed the design last minute. Oh, and I've changed the design last minute, and it's turned out better than I could have imagined. You know, that's one reason why I don't always plan everything out, because sometimes you get inspired in the moment and it turns out better than what you could have planned. I learned that choreographing dance. Big Bird Jabba from the UK. See, yes, we will get the UK folks at this time. Welcome. I'm happy to have you. Today this is day 4 of the 6-day hexagon crochet along. No, that's not it. It's the wear your 6-day kid blanket crochet along. And I am making the 6-day hexagon cardigan, which is a pattern I just released the other day. And one reason I do these crochet alongs on live is to film the project for tutorial for people who like to follow along tutorial. But I will just say, if you're following this video, you really also need the pattern, because these videos don't convey everything that is required for you to make the project. This is not a video only tutorial. It is a supplement to the actual written pattern, and there's a lot of information in the written pattern, and so you definitely will need that. And the pattern, the 6-day hexagon cardigan, is available for free on my site, bettymcknit.com, with a paid ad-free PDF option. Okay, so this is my 4th day doing this live, and oh, also I'm wearing the 6-day kid blanket shrug, which is also one of my patterns, available for free and site. Hey, Nellie's granddaughter, she says, I'm new here. Have you done mosaic crochet? No, it's not something I've done. But I think it's interesting and cool looking. Okay, this is day 4. I've been working this version of the hexagon cardigan on this live, and it's the same version and options that are on the cover photo of the pattern. This doesn't really actually look straight, but it's okay. I'm gonna leave it because this is gonna have a border, so I think it's gonna be okay. Yes, this is the cover border. So the pattern gives you options to make the sweater as many different ways as you could ever dream up. I think you all will come up with ways that I didn't think of. So I hope that the pattern inspires you to make something amazing. But this pattern, this particular version, the options that it has, that they all start with the hexagon, and then you have the option to add additional width to the back, so you can have a narrow sleeve and a larger chest circumference without having. Some people don't want the great big giant sleeve. If you just keep making the hexagon big to fit like a larger body or to just be oversized. Some people still want like a more narrow sleeve along with that. So this one has a narrower sleeve. So I did take the option to stop the hexagon and then add to the, I knew I was going to lengthen, so I added to the back and the bottom at the same time, and then I seamed it up, and then I added some length to the bottom, which I might add more length later at a later time, but last night was the night to add length, so I added some length. It looks like I did. I counted them last night, but now I don't remember. Looks like this was the last row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did about 8 rows last night. So today I'm going to do sleeves. I'm going to cut this. I left my end attached. Oh, TikTok, let me put you up over here so you can see what I'm doing. Hi, thanks for following. I'm excited for your creation too, Courtney. I'm excited for you. Okay, so today we're working on sleeves, and I'm following the pattern in order. I give you all the steps to do different sleeve options. I give 3 different sleeve options. I give a straight sleeve, a tapered sleeve, and a flared sleeve. And the option I did for this sweater was a flared sleeve. I'm going to do a couple rows of the straight, and then I'm going to go into the flared. And then maybe I'll see how I do today with time, but maybe on the other sleeve I can do the tapered sleeve. So that way I'll just have video of all the different types of sleeves, and then I can take that out later and finish it with the flared sleeve like how it goes. But it's not complicated. This is not a really complicated pattern. The stitches are easy. I think what it could be complicated or difficult is the measuring and the sizing and all of those things. But I really break it down for you, and lots of photos in the pattern. So hold on, this isn't what I wanted. I want the actual pattern. Base the back seam, add length. I did that. Working in corners, I did that. Okay. So here I am on the sleeve. I'm going to do, let me see, which row did I end it on? Row 2, round 2. So I'm going to pick up on round 3. Where I start and end my row now, when I'm going to work in the round for the sleeves, and I will start the row at the bottom of the sleeve, not at the top. I'm gonna start the new row here at the bottom, and I just do that because it's less visible. That's all. And I'm gonna start right here, right in between those two DC3 togethers, because I know that's where I left off. And I'm gonna do, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'll go through round 7 with the straight sleeve, and then do hang on, let me get the other sweater and see what I did, because I think it required a lot more rows than I imagined it would need. Yeah, this is where I ended the hexagon. And then I did all these. Oh, look at that end. Get back in there, you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I did 20 more rows. And I think you can see I did taper and then I went straight. So I think what I really want to do, well, I'll just do that again. I'll do taper and then straight. I think what I wrote in the pattern was straight and then taper, which I think would be, let me try it the way I wrote it, because I think that would actually be better. Straight and then tapered out. But it just depends on how long you're going to go with your sleeve. Let me get situated on my chair. It's a very squeaky chair. Oh my goodness. Wow. What color should I use? Hello, Andrew is here. Yes. So glad you're here. Welcome. Trying to get Andrew to 1,000 by the end of the crochet along so that they can come on the live with me and we can meet face to face. I'm thinking it's time for this bright blue, Andrew. What do you think? I'm going to be working on this sleeve right here. It's kind of hard to show the whole project on TikTok. All right. This side of the sweater doesn't have any of this bright blue at all. So it's time. It's time. Even though I don't have that much of it left. And I want to save a little bit of it for the hood as well. Hey, Kathy, Andrew, my sister, Amy is saying hi to you over on YouTube. She said she's going to be late today. Hey, Trish. Good to see you. So what did I say I was going to do? I'm going to do several rounds of straight and then tapered. So I'm going to start my round in the middle of these two double crochet DC2 togethers and continue around. And I mean, honestly, you might have to adapt the stitches just a little bit. Oh, hey, Kathy. She's here. So I'm starting on round 3. Ding, ding, ding. It's round 3. Andrew hits the bell for me every time. Thank you, Andrew. Let's see. Slip stitch in next space. Chain 3. 2 double crochet in the same space. Oh, okay. I didn't do it right. Slip stitch in the next space. Okay. So it doesn't always work out exactly because everybody's going to be finishing on a different row. So this isn't quite working out the way that it did here because this round 3 follows round 2, and I'm picking up on round 3 after round 2 of the hexagon, so it's not exact. So there may be slight adjustments you need to make to these stitches here and there. And the reason for that is the pattern is adaptable. It's not a specific pattern for one specific size. Hi, thank you. So I'm doing I think I decided I was going to do 6 rounds of straight start. What happened to my notebook that I had? I feel like I need to make a note about what I just said. See if I can find something to write on. What do I got over here? Okay. Sorry about that. Hey, Casey, happy Friday to you. TGIF. As this project gets bigger, it is more difficult to having a rest day today. Crochet trigger finger. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. Okay, so when I have 2 chain spaces meet like this over the seam, I put a decrease there, so I'm actually gonna do 1 double crochet in this space, and then I'm gonna do a DC2 together, decrease, half in one space and half in the other. It's gonna look a little bit wonky right now, but this is just basted. And when I seam it up, that's gonna tighten up a little bit. But I have just found if I work these spaces separately, it splays out and it's not straight. Yeah, if you're commenting from Facebook from what it for well, I know the reason. The reason is because it's this is being streamed into a private Facebook group. So there's like a comment bot that shows me the comments and it doesn't show me your name. And I think there's a way for you to give it permission, but it was just really confusing people. So I don't um, I don't bring up that little dialogue anymore. I couldn't really quite figure it out, but I can see your comments, so it just says Facebook user when you comment from Facebook. Who's at work today watching from work? LOL. Hey Charlotte, thanks for following. Okay, round 3. 3 double crochet in each space around, making DC3 together in the last space between the DC3. This says between the DC3 together and 2 double crochet from round 2. Well, I have 2 double crochet or 2 DC3 together here. So really it could just say DC3 together in the last space. And then I'm going to slip stitch to join. And I'm actually going to change colors because I don't want to use up all of this blue. I want to have a little bit for the hood. So I'm going to cut this. And how about a little caca? Because there's not a lot of caca on this side. Hi Charlotte, I'm making the 6-day hexagon cardigan. Let me just change colors here. And then I take the 2 tails from the yarn and I flip them up and over my working yarn just to hold them in place. Oh, Courtney's over on YouTube now. Hey Pat, good morning. And this is a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch and each stitch around join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. So that's easy. And this is I'm doing the straight sleeve. I'm going to do about 6 rounds of straight sleeve and then I'm going to go to the flared sleeve. And if I need any more length after that, after about 6 rows, I'll go back to the straight. Hey Savvy, I am using this yarn is the Karen Ogo Big Donut. It's a worsted weight acrylic yarn. I used two different colorways of the Big Donut and I deconstructed the colors and pulled out the ones I didn't like, and now I'm kind of using some of the leftovers. Unfortunately, the Big Donut is discontinued, but you can use any worsted weight acrylic yarn that you like. And this is a J hook, Furls Odyssey J hook. It's my favorite hook. They're asking me where my water is today. I'm going to drink some water. Hold on. Let me do my sound effect. Hi, my orange cat. Thank you. This is just a shrug, what I'm wearing here. It's the 6-day shrug, and it's my own design, and it's available on my site, bettymcknit.com. And the yarn for it was the Lion brand Mandala Roving. Okay. Double crochet row. This is round 5. Ding, ding, ding. I'm just going to chain 3. You know, so over there on YouTube, they are commenting with a lot of emojis, but you know, they're they're coming across as comments over here. So I'm getting wash hands, elbow cough, good vibes, hydrate. I like the accountability though, and the fancy water. It says wash hands, wash hands. I'm like, I need to wash my hands now. What? And that I just now realized that's what was going on over there. It has little, it's showing me little like, did you wash your hands before you touched your yarn? Yes, I washed my hands. Yes, would the Karen Simply Soft worsted weight yarn work with this pattern? Yes. Any acrylic worsted weight. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about this yarn that I'm working with. It's fine yarn, but it's been discontinued. So, I'll just say it is just your basic worsted weight acrylic yarn. I couldn't tell you. I would say the closest thing to it that I can think of would be the Karen Big Cakes yarn. It feels and works up very similar to that. The Ogos I used had about 5 colors on each one. 4 or 5 colors. I think the Big Cakes has maybe the colors change more frequently. I don't normally deconstruct self-striping yarn, but when I was working up the original sample for this pattern, I just didn't like how some of the colors were looking together, so I started cutting it up. It's not usually what I do, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I control my colors and sometimes I don't. It's just how I roll. I'm gonna go one more row with this cucka. You all are calling it dusty pink, but I'm gonna call it cucka. Clown Goth says, why do they always discontinue colors? I don't know. I am over it. That's how they get us to hoard yarn, I think. Always buy what you need in the dye lot. Oh no, I need to buy every single one. That's what I think. How many are on the shelf? I need them all. Pattern says I need, like one skein. I'm buying like 6. I always buy way more than what I need. But somehow, I know we all do that. We all buy like yarn, buy, and still end up running out of the stuff we need. And then you go back and it's discontinued. I was trying to make this sweater. I was just seeing what I could do with this Lion brand silk mohair yarn that I bought at the outlet last year in one of their clearance bins. I had 3 balls of it, and then I realized that I used up like 1 ball on the first hexagon, and I realized I'm not going to have enough. I was thinking 3 balls, 1 for each hexagon, and then the third one for, the trim or whatever. And after the first ball, I realized this isn't going to be enough, and it's discontinued, and there is no more of it anywhere on the planet. And I have to just start over, and I don't think I can frog that silk mohair. It's like fingering weight mohair. It's hairy, and I did it with like an eye hook, so it's really open. It's pretty. Would have really made a pretty cardigan. Yeah, this is the dusty pink from yesterday. My hubby asked me to make him a C2C blanket. I calculated how much yarn I needed and told him 3 extra. Yep, exactly. Because if you run out, you're screwed. Trish says put mohair in the freezer and it's easier to frog. I think I'll do that. Yeah, because I can make something else out of that mohair. It's really pretty yarn, but it's gone. There's no more left. Absolutely gone. I even went to like eBay and Amazon and like the secondary markets for it, and they were just showing me other stuff, substitutions. So I was like, all right, I'll just frog it and see what else I've got around here. Maybe I've got something I could blend it with. But yeah, and I'm constantly doing that. So I'm constantly buying yarn that I don't know what I want to do with it. I just buy it because what I do when I go to on these different yarn shopping adventures is I look for something I haven't seen before or something that's different to me. And good bargains, of course, on things that I know that I love. Um, and this was one of those purchases. It's like, oh, I would probably never buy. I love this. Would probably never buy it if it wasn't in this clearance bin. Um, and then I just take it home and put it in the stash. And then when I have like an idea, I just grab something. I'm not thinking like, oh, going to crochet this thing and design it and then publish it using this particular yarn. I mean, the yarn companies don't send me yarn, so if they sent me yarn, I would do that. I would use their yarn that's going to come out, but nobody has sent me any yarn. Hi, Kaylin. Okay, what are we thinking for the next color here? I'll give you all a chance to, I'll give YouTube a chance to catch up because I know there's a delay over there. You know who did send me yarn? I shouldn't say the yarn companies don't send me yarn. Good Loops sent me some yarn, and I did baby blanket versions of the 6 Day Kid blanket for them. And who else sent? Somebody else sent me yarn. Furls. I did stuff with Furls yarn. Casey wants the teal. Hi, Cindy Lloyd. It's the 6 Day hexagon cardigan. Yarn Inspirations has the Ogo in Simply Soft, Red Heart blanket yarn, and a chunky Karen. Yeah, this is like the worsted weight Karen. It's different than Simply Soft. I think that Simply Soft is a very nice yarn, but I don't care for it particularly. It is to me it's very splitty. It splits for me. Um, but this is different um, than the Simply Soft. But yeah, any worsted weight yarn will do. All right, Kathy, good luck. Daughter keeps asking me to make her a blanket. I'm still trying to get the yarn to make it. Oh goodness. And the chunky Karen is called Colorama, and I have used that and I like it. I mean, I have a bunch of it on my wall back there. Hey, Kit Kat. Ding, 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 round 7. I'm joining with a single crochet and working, let's see, single crochet in the same stitch around, join with the slip stitch to the first single crochet. working around and around on these sleeves, it starts to twist up. Okay, so now this is going to be my last row of straight edge. It says to chain 2. Thank you. Double crochet 2 together in the center. So I think what I did for the straight sleeve was I did 1 and then 2 instead of 2 and then 1. But I ended, this was from the hexagon where I had the 2. So that's why the row 3 was just slightly different. So we'll see what happens as I go around. And then we're going to skip, let's see what, let me do what it says. Skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next. Skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next. We're going to do that all the way around. It says, let's see. Skip 1 or 2 and double crochet 3 together in the last stitch. Oh, wait a second. Okay, I know what happened here. It says join 1 stitch to the left of center. So let me back up what I just said. So this is right. So it'll have 2 and then 1. So I actually want to slip over 1 so that I can center those 2 double crochet 2 together over the start of my round. So I'm just backing up here. Ding, 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 ding. Do over round 2. I hope that made sense. I'll have to cut that other part out. And then it's skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next. So if it says 3 double crochet in the next stitch, you make 3 separate double crochet. If it says DC3 together, you work the 3 double crochets halfway and then you work them all together with the last pull through. I'll slow it down and explain it on my next. Hi, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. And if you're on TikTok, do me a solid and follow Andrew S. Crochets. I'm boosting Andrew. They've been on my live every day, helping me pick colors, and they've been very sweet. And they seem like a very sweet creator. And so I'd love to help them get to 1,000 so they can go live. I'd love to be able to invite them onto my live by the end of this crochet along, the day after tomorrow. They've been just really sweet. They've registered for every live. They've been here every time. A lot of really kind engagement. and they're a lovely creator. One thing I've noticed crocheting with other people is we tend to hold our breath often when we are working or thinking or stressed. A lot of us use our crochet as stress relief, and I think that often can mean, just sitting there holding our breath while we work on something. Not, just remember to breathe. I was a dancer for my entire life, and so I happen to know a lot about muscle memory. And I like to use muscle memory in my favor. So one habit that I try to create is I'm working on building this habit, or I came up with this idea to do this. Whenever I pull my yarn, I take a deep breath. Bye, Trish. I'll be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I'll be here Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Hope you're able to make it back to one of those calls. Okay, and I ended up with my count just a little bit off, but I'm just going to put this last, double crochet. I said I would slow it down. So this is a double crochet 3 together. You pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 loops. You do it 3 times, okay? This is double crochet 3 together, and it's different from 3 double crochet in the same stitch, okay? So you have all 3 of them that you've gone over and pulled through, and then you pull through all 3. So you crochet them together at the end. It's different from 3 double crochet in the same space. If you try to do that, it's not going to work out. The numbers are not going to work out the same. This is a really bright color, and I feel like I should change. What do people think? I feel like I don't want to overdo that teal. I have plenty of it. But I feel like I don't want to overdo it on this side. Want to maybe bring in some of the colors from the other side. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Sweater's getting very big. This is the other sleeve. And unfortunately, I don't have any more of this purple. That's what I wish I had, the dark purple. And I don't have any more of this light purple either. I've got this. I've got the Cucca brown. I've got a lot of this. I know we don't want to do the pink because we just did that. The bright blue was right there. And the dark gray. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. There hasn't, well, hasn't been any cucka brown on this side at all yet. How about the cucka brown? Or is it too close to the cucka pink? Was gonna say the dark purple. Yeah, dark purple's all gone. Dark gray, dark gray. Okay. I'm getting dark gray, the mid blue. The mid blue is this one, and then the cucka brown. I like that. Okay, I like that, Casey. And then maybe I'll do this one after the cucka brown. We'll see. Hi, thank you for following. I have too many balls up here on the desk. The word balls is never not funny. Let me drink my water. Okay. My throat. All right, let me just weave this in a bit. Okay, so I said I was going to do 6 rounds, and then I was going to change to the flared sleeve. And just FYI, I am going to work these ends in later. I'm not going to just leave them like that with what I just did. So I'm picking up the flared sleeve on round 3. And so it is telling me to slip in the next 2 stitches and next space. So I think it wants me to start over here. And this flared sleeve does not have any DC3 together on it. It just has the 3 double crochet in each space. So I think it wants me to start right here, 1 stitch over to the left. With 3 double crochet. So I'm going to make a standing double crochet. Oops, that was bad. How about if I don't do the slip stitch? The slip knot, rather. Just start it without a slip knot. You know you can do that, right? I'm going to do it again. Don't need a slip knot, and I don't need to join with a slip and then chain up, then just to go down. You can just start. You can start just a yarn over on your hook, pull through 2, pull through 1. Okay, and that's going to be the top of your double crochet right there. when you come back around. Do I have a marker handy? My hands are puffy today. Okay, so 3 double crochet in each space around, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch. And I'm starting to flare the sleeve. I think I did 20 rounds. I counted earlier today. I think I did 20 sleeve rounds on the other sweater, which is actually a lady's medium, and this one is a lady's small. So I might not need 20. Andy, why are your hands puffy? I have a medical condition called lipedema, and I had a lot of treatment for it. It affects your lymphatic system, and so my hands get puffy now. I had my arms treated, and it's like when you have the affected areas treated, sometimes then you start to get swelling in the untreated areas. So that's all. In general, I am much better than I was before the treatments, but it's still a lot of work to maintain, it's still a lot of work. I mean, anyone with chronic illness knows, like, taking care of yourself is like extra work. There's all this extra stuff you have to do. So I have a lymphatic pump for my legs, and like I slept in that thing last night, and that was really helpful. And that also might be why some of the fluid, like I feel it more like in my upper body, because I slept in my leg pump last night. Pumped my legs for like 2 hours while I was sleeping. Thanks for the likes. So every space gets 3 double crochet, and there's no DC3 together. And then there's where I'm going to put my slip stitch. You have a blood clot disorder, so you get it. Okay. Ding, 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 round 4. And I'm doing the flared sleeve rows now. So what does it say to do? Chain 1 and single crochet in each stitch around. I'm gonna mark this just because I have the slip stitch here, and then I have the chain there, and it can be confusing when you come back around. Sometimes we might want to like work into that slip stitch or the chain up. So I when I do that slip and then chain up and then single crochet, um, I like to mark that one so I know which one to join to when I come back around. Because that can be confusing, and then that can create extra stitches and throw off your work and look like garbage. Just to put it plainly, it'll look like crap. Hey, Mama V. Yeah, thanks, Amy. What are you working on, Andy? Cup cozy coasters. That's cool. So I guess I should just say these thoughts out loud that I was just having while I was working on this and thinking about these sleeves and the stitches and what I wrote in the pattern. And I'll just say that the instructions for the start and end of your round may not match on the very first round, just depending on where you're picking up. So because the pattern was meant to be adaptable, um, you might be starting and finishing on, you might be ending your hexagon and then picking up one of these sleeve options on a different round than I did. And I kind of tried to cover all the bases, but I can see reading it now that um, I didn't. I didn't cover every scenario, and I don't think it's actually possible to do that. So I'll probably update the pattern with a little note that says something to that effect, but I'm just saying it out loud for the purpose of the video. 20 for 20-ounce tumblers. That's cool. Let's see. So ding ding ding, round 5. Chain 3. 2 doubles. So this is where the increases for the sleeve to make it flare happen. 2 double crochet in the next. Double crochet to the last stitch, 2 double crochet in the last stitch. So you'll have this center chain, and then you'll have an increase on one side of it and an increase on the other side. And that's how you make the sleeve flare. So rounds 5 and 6 will be the same. And I think after this round, I should definitely change colors again. And what did you all want me to do? The dark cucka brown or the dark gray? I think maybe I'll do 1 row of the cucka and 1 row of the gray. Getting hungry. Haven't really eaten today. I have a leftover pork chop from the other night. I think I'll eat that. It's just been in the fridge marinating in its juices. Hey, Scotty Hogan, how you doing? Thanks for the likes. Excuse me. I'm drinking bubbly water, and I have hiccups and burps because of it. Give myself a little applause. Yeah, she drank her water. I'm doing good, Scotty. I'm drinking water. It's a big deal for me. It's a big deal. It's such a dumb thing to be such a big deal. Why am I so obstinate? Obstinate. Why don't I drink my water? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't want to go to bed either. You can't make me. I want to stay up late and then be crabby the next day. That's my life. Mm. 2 double crochet in the last stitch. And then I'm going to fasten this off. Oh, wonderful, Scotty. Okay, I'll repost those in my stories. You don't have to say sorry. I'm funny. Goth Fairies says that's going to be me tomorrow. Yep. That's me every day. That's my life. I'll be crabby tomorrow. All right, what am I doing? I'm doing the dark gray next, right? Is that what we decided? Or did we decide Cucka Brown? We decided Cucka Brown. Cucka Brown. Yep, that's my life. I'm going to stay up till 3 a.m. crocheting or whatever. I'm going to start with a standing double crochet in that chain 3. And then 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Oh, and this is ding 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 round 6. Double crochet in each stitch around. What's a standing double crochet? Okay, so let me go back. So I am joining a new color here. So I don't have to join and then chain up and then double crochet, right? So the purpose of after I join here The purpose of chaining up is because if I want to do a double crochet, I have to start up here this far from the edge. So I can just start up here. I don't have to start down here and then go up so that I can go, okay? I can just start up here. So the way you do it is you just put a slip knot on your hook. And by the way, on the last round, I did it without the slip knot, so you don't even need the slip knot. But when you're first doing it, till you get the hang of it, start with a slip knot, hold it against your hook, okay? I'm holding the yarn secure against the hook back here, right? See that? And then you just make a double crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through two, pull through two. And then, okay, I might have made my slip knot a little too tight. Let me do it again. I'm embarrassed about that. Oh, yeah. Yarn over. I want to go. I did some funky thing with the way I tie off my yarn. Pull through two, pull through two. Okay. Standing double crochet. I'll do it one more time. I'm still not happy. I'll do it without the slip knot this time. Okay. I'm just holding the yarn against my hook. Okay. Just hold it against your hook. And then yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through two, pull through one. And then, I don't know, oh, here's that. Here's the stitch marker right here. Hi, thanks for following. So I'm going to mark it. I'm going to mark the stitch because it can be a little bit, it's a little bit weird and different because it's a standing double. So this way I know where to slip, where to join when I come back around. Okay, so this row we're flaring the sleeves, so it has one double crochet or chain three, whatever you decide to do at the join at the start of the round. And then it has it has an increase on either side. So now I'm going to do my increase, working two double crochet in the same stitch, and then one double crochet in each stitch around. And then when I get back around to the in the last stitch, I'm going to increase again. This is how you flare the sleeve. So the single crochet rows or rounds for the sleeve are the same. You basically, thank you. You submitted to my channel. You mean subscribed? You don't have to submit to me. But please subscribe. Or follow, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications over on YouTube. On TikTok, you can subscribe if you want. I haven't quite figured that out. I think you get the little sticker that says best on it if you subscribe, to let everyone know you're my bestie. And I haven't figured out how to make the little custom emojis yet, for people to post on there. So I just uploaded a couple of JPEGs of my patterns that you can post when you're a subscriber. It's dumb. It's silly. What else? You can join my communities on Facebook for free. This 6-day uh, the 6-day crochet community, 6-day kid blanket group. Yes, thank you, my dear. I wasn't going to come back on tonight. I'm not scheduled to come back on again until tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and then Sunday night. But I think I'm going to have to, it's already 1:15. I want to do these sleeves today because tomorrow when I come back on, I want to do the hood. I want to make the hood. And then the last day I can do the buttonhole band. And yeah, I want to be able to like show all parts of the process for this sweater because I know people like to have video. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll come back and do the sleeve. I'm, I might. I was gonna do the sleeve, the tapered sleeve on the other sleeve here, but then I'll have to, I'll have to take it out. So I'm on the last stitch, and I'm making 2 double crochet um, in the same stitch for the increase, and then I'm gonna join with the slip to the top of my standing. Yeah, so Scotty, the answer about tonight is I don't know. Maybe. Maybe, but it's not scheduled or planned. Let me just put this like this so you can see that it's starting to flare. Let me lay it out properly with the seam at the top. So the flare is at the bottom. You can see it's starting to go. And I continued straight. This is where my hexagon ended, right here. So I did 6 rows of straight sleeve, and then I started the taper. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. And it doesn't taper very rapidly. I don't think you really want it to. Unless, I mean, you want like a ruffled sleeve. Hey, queso, what underscore, millions of underscores, and then quite, what is your name? I wish I didn't miss out on this. You didn't miss out. The replays are on my YouTube. So this is only the 4th day. I have tomorrow and Sunday where I'm going live, and the pattern's there forever. You can still do it. It's okay. I love TikTok. Andy says, I'm also following you on Instagram, and I don't know your TikTok. I'm Betty McKnit everywhere. BettyMcKnit.com. Thank you, Scotty. They turned out nice. I don't think I want to continue with the cucka. I think I'm going to go to the dark gray. Some of the people on the live have chosen the colors a couple rounds back. I like coming on live and having you all choose the colors. Thanks for sharing the live. Yeah, so actually, I think I said I was going to do 6 rounds. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 2 more rounds to go. And then I think I'll go over to the other sleeve and work 6 rounds of the tapered sleeve, just so you all can see the tapered sleeve. And that'll be all for today. Yeah, and tomorrow I'll do the hood. So here I go with the standing single crochet ante. See, I just have a slip knot on my hook, and I'm just going to hold it there. This is my starting stitch right here. And I just make a single crochet. So that way you don't have to join with a slip, chain up, and then single crochet, which actually makes like 2 single crochet in the same spot. You don't have to do that. You start with a standing stitch when you're changing colors. And normally, if I were doing this and nobody was watching, I would start and end my rounds, and I would just start anywhere, especially if I'm starting with a new color. As long as you put all the stitches in their correct place, it doesn't matter where you start. And the reason is because I don't want all my ends lined up in the same place. It makes the seam less visible if you start in different places, and it makes your ends easier to weave in because you're not weaving into, the same area of the garment the whole time. And yes, I always weave, and I would only tie a knot if it was an emergency, meaning there isn't enough to safely weave in. So I would have to secure that end with a knot. I don't tie magic knots. I don't believe in them. I don't trust them. I have seen them time and time again come undone. They're not a shortcut worth taking. Whoops. Hi, thanks for the likes. Thanks for following. Appreciate y'all. If you take a second to follow Andrew S. Crochets, I know they would appreciate it. They're trying to get to 1,000. Join with the slip stitch. Okay, and the next round is a round 2. So let me see what it says to do. I'm doing the flared. Yeah, it says to chain 3. 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Skip 2, 3 double crochet in the same stitch around. Okay, so there are no DC3 togethers in the flared sleeve, and that's what makes it flare. And also these increases, to an increase on each side of the center double crochet joining the round is also what creates the flare. It's not extreme. You'll have to do like I did 20 rounds of sleeve on my on the jacket on the cover of the hexagon pattern, my daughter's jacket. I did 20 rounds of this, and I think after about, how many repeats would that be? Like 3 pattern repeats. After about 3 pattern repeats, I said it's flaring enough for me, so I'm just going to go to the straight rounds now, and I let it straighten out. On this jacket, I knew I did it. I went straight for 6 rounds first. But if you want it to be straight, you'll need those DC3 together stitches to kind of keep it from flaring out. And you won't, of course, be doing any increases. Aw, I love you too, Andy. So sweet. I have the best followers. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate the love and the support. Because, I think I say it every time. I take the negativity to heart sometimes too much. So it really helps to have so many positive and supportive followers to offset the 1 or 2 bad apples that can just ruin my day sometimes. I'm getting better at not letting it ruin my day. But I do sometimes fail. I do sometimes fail. But I am having fun on these lives. These are a ton of fun, and I think the TikTok community is awesome. And I'm not gonna lie, I opened a TikTok account, I don't remember when, during the pandemic, I guess, because it was a thing and everybody was on it, and I was like, I guess I have to be over here. But I didn't really care to give it too much of my energy. I wasn't really sure it was the platform for me. And then Sissy Hankshaw's video went viral over on TikTok. So I was like, okay, I have to be over there now. I have to go over there. And I'm really glad I did. I love it. I love the community. It's very different. Kristen Sample says, I do that too. I visualize a bubble of light around me that only good can come in. Oh, that's nice. My thing that I say is shields up. Shields up. Engage cloaking. Engage cloaking device. Can you tell I watched a little Star Trek in the day? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fasten this off because I don't think I'm going to continue the dark gray anymore. And I'm going to move over to the other sleeve. And this is just what I'm doing here is just my way of just dealing with this end. And I'll work over it. I'll work over it in the next rounds, and then I will weave it in. I never just only work over the ends because I have learned the hard way that it is not secure. And that actually had me quitting. I quit I quit crochet for a little while because I had a project come apart. Oh, Andrew, you are the best. Here, this applause is for Andrew. Yeah, I just block. Usually I just block and I don't engage. Every once in a while, I my feelings are up and I engage, and that never works. That never works. It only gets them riled up even more. Um, yeah, like the person yesterday was had one question. The question was, is there a video? And the rest was just criticism, like, I've never had so much trouble following a pattern, and I've been doing this for so many. It's always the same thing. I've been crocheting for so long. It shouldn't be this hard to understand this. Well, my patterns aren't like other people's patterns. They're different. So there. But yeah, I should have just been like, boop. But I was like, you can't talk to me like that. And then it was stupid. It was stupid. I could have chosen not to let it get to me, but yeah, I made the wrong choice. There's the little flare of the sleeve starting. I think it would need at least one more repeat. Here's where it started, right here. It would need at least one more repeat. Yeah. Let the good in and keep the negative out. Let the good in and keep the negative out. Thank you, Sonia. It's very kind of you to say. Okay, so I'll go over to the other sleeve and I'll do the tapered sleeve, and so we can see what's different about that. But I'm not going to lie, I'm going to take the tapered sleeve out later. Thank you, Andrew. You're the best. You are the best. What do we, oh, this looks like when I see this sleeve now and it doesn't have anything added to it, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm thinking this or the teal again. Probably the teal. Thank you. Okay, don't freak out because my camera battery died, so Andrew wants the teal. Bye, Courtney. Thanks for hanging out. It was good spending time with you. It just takes a second for that camera to come back online after I change the battery. Oh, thank you for saying so, Andy. I have had other I've had other people in my community tell me that working the 6-day kit blanket along with the video has helped them understand pattern writing. And that was the intention, because I feel like I'm better at writing the pattern than I am at making the video. So I don't do video only patterns. And there's too much here to do it all in a video. But I can show you the pattern. So let's see. That's the flared sleeve. I want to go to the tapered sleeve. So round 3. It says slip stitch in the next space, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the same space. Okay, so I think for the tapered sleeve, what it actually does is it has 1 double crochet and 1 DC3 together in row 2, and then 2 in row 3. So I'm starting on row 3, so it doesn't really quite make sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a double crochet 3 together between these two, and then when I come back to 3, I'll go all the way around to 3 the next time and start the tape, start that taper on that round. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate it so much. Really, you have no idea. And it's 99.9% positive, but then sometimes there's just a couple of the negativity. The negativity is few and far between, but it can be brutal. Okay, and then it's going to be 3 double crochet around, and this is the tapered sleeve. So yeah, for this to taper, I'll need more. I'll need this to pull in together more on this row, and that's what the double crochet 3 together do. They make the work kind of come in like that. So this is basically the same as the straight. I'm doing a straight sleeve round here, and then I'll continue through row 3 of the taper instructions so that we can see it taper. Okay, and when I encounter these seams with the chain spaces, I work a decrease over the seam. So 1 double crochet in the first chain space, and then the first half of the decrease in that space, and the second half of the decrease in the next space, and then work them together. Double crochet 2 together, decrease. Oh, Andrew, see you later. Good luck at your doctor's appointment. I hope it all goes well. So this will tighten up because I just have my seam basted. Hold on. Sometimes when I go all the way around and back, here, okay. Because I just have this seam basted, it'll tighten up when I make my seam. But if you don't decrease over that space and you try to put 2 double crochet here, it's gonna flare. Okay, so I'm gonna continue with my 3 double crochet in each space. That's how I learned, was watching my mom do it, and I just felt like I could do that. I just understood what she was doing. I think it's in my blood. Okay. Yeah, so this is basically the straight sleeve in row 3, and then row 4 is just going to be a single crochet round. Hold on, I did a slip stitch. So when I come around, I don't want to join to here or here. I didn't skip anything. Did I skip a stitch when it comes to those holes in the sleeve? No, I didn't skip any. Because what I had to do is I had to do one more row, because I ended on row 2. This is the end of my hexagon. And so I've given you instructions for straight, tapered, and flared. So this is basically the straight round 3. I haven't started tapering yet because the taper rounds have one DC3 together in row 2 and 2 DC. It's reversed. So I just had to continue one more round with the straight stitches before starting the taper. So this is round 4, starting the tapered. Now I'm using the tapered stitches. So does that make sense? Was that the answer to your question? And then I have to say, because people are going to watch this video as a tutorial down the line, and I don't think I covered all of the different scenarios that could happen with these sleeves depending on which row you end your hexagon on. Okay, so some of the instructions for the start and the end of the rounds might not really quite match up, and if you change colors, they definitely don't. You got to figure it out. And there are some things in there that may seem irrelevant, like single crochet in the same stitch or space. It may be a stitch if you are continuing, but it might be a space if this is the first round on this step of the process, if that makes sense. So it was kind of hard to write for every single scenario. Even this, I haven't encountered this because the other sweater I made it a little bit larger, and I ended on the double crochet rows. So my instructions are probably based on that. I mean, I did try to think, but sometimes you just don't know until you actually do it. till you actually crochet it and work it out. What is this end here? Oh, that's my end from the standing double. How did it end up in the front? Whoops. I'm going to make the call and do the dark gray next. Somebody said in the comments a while back that the dark gray will set off the teal. So this is, let me see. Ding, ding, ding. Round 5. So chain 3. Okay, so now my sleeve is going to start to taper, because I'm going to do a double crochet 2 together, and then I'm going to double crochet around to the last 2 stitches, decrease, double crochet 2 together, and join with a slip. So notice when it's DC2 together or DC3 together, it's a cluster, it's worked into the same stitch or space. But when it's decrease, double crochet together, it means you work those double crochet over multiple stitches, and then because you're trying to decrease the number of stitches and make your work. That's how it tapers. Whoops. Did you mean this hole? I didn't skip a space, but I worked a decrease over the chain 2 spaces to kind of bring that, tighten up that seam a little bit. Because you can kind of see in the one photo in my pattern of the tapered sleeve, you can see where the work goes up a little bit. So I ended up tearing that out and redoing it after I took that photograph. But you can see what happens with the sleeve if you don't do the decrease over the seam. It won't be straight. It'll bump a little bit. I smell bacon. Somebody around me is making bacon. Now I want bacon. This is round 5 of the tapered sleeve 6-day hexagon cardigan. I'm going to end up tearing this sleeve out at some point because this version has flared sleeves, but I wanted to show you what the tapered sleeve, how to do it. Oops. So I have to double crochet 2 together in the last 2 stitches of the round, and then join with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, or I think I might have done a standing double. No, I did it. I joined at the bottom and I did a chain 3. This is a mess right here. What did I do? Okay, see that? This is my starting stitch of the round. Decrease and decrease. That's how it, I'm not going to join like I did last time again. That's how the sleeve starts to taper. I'm going to fasten this off, and while I'm doing that, you all can tell me what colors you think I should, what color you think should be next. We know it's not going to be that. Hi, thanks for following. Another thing I'm trying to remember to do is flip the video for left-handed crocheters, because I know there are a lot of you in the world. Quite a few in my who moderate my Facebook group. So round 6 is going to be the same. It's going to have that center, this center stitch, and then a decrease on either side. Can I recommend an acrylic non-pilling yarn? Doesn't Annie's have that Premier anti-pilling? I've never used an anti-pilling yarn, so I'm not sure. The only one I can think of is Annie's Premier anti-pilling. I haven't tried it. I have a follower who loves it. It's her favorite yarn. Sure. I have an affiliate code for Annie's. I believe it's tinyurl.com / let me see, I'll type it in. I believe that's it. Annie's hasn't sent me any yarn, but they do publish and sell a lot of my patterns. I have a great relationship with them, and I do not affiliate. I only affiliate with companies that I feel good about and people I like. Do you use the same size needle for all the stitches in that? Yes. The way that I made the sleeves flare or taper was to use increases and decreases in the stitches. I'm using worsted weight yarn and a J hook My favorite hook is the Furls Odyssey hook. That's the one I'm using here. I love this white one, this particular hook I'm using. This exact one is like the one I reach for all the time. Like, I hope I get to use that white one. Uh-oh, I did it again. I have to decrease the last 2 stitches. When you get to the last 2 stitches of the round, you decrease. I'll just say this. I get the question a lot, what hook size did you use? And what I want you to know, if you're a new crocheter, is there are no laws about what hook size you use. So the hook that's given on the yarn on the ball band is a suggested hook size. Everybody's tension is different. So just because you use the hook that the yarn gives does not mean that you're going to crochet to the gauge that's given. So when you're working on a project like this, I think the recommended hook for this is an eye hook. I actually think that's what I used on the other version of this project that I made. But you can create the fabric that you want. Use the hook that gives you the tension that you like and the fabric that has the drape that you want. If you want something that's more like a coat and you want it to be like thick and dense, then use a smaller hook. If you want to do like what I did with was talking about it earlier, using a fingering weight silk mohair with a J hook, with a large hook to make like something like fluffy and lofty, that's okay too. So experiment with different sizes of hooks and create the fabric. You're creating fabric when you crochet. So create the fabric that you like. You don't have to do, it's not like a right and wrong. It's a suggested hook. So I always tell people that are starting out, start with the hook that's recommended and then have one larger and one smaller at the ready, just in case you don't really quite like the gauge that you get with that pattern or with that yarn and hook. Okay, I'm joining with the slip stitch here and chaining up and single crochet. This is round 7. I'm going to go to round 3, complete round 3, and then I'm going to get going. I've been on for 2 hours. Woohoo! Thank you so much, those of you that have been here hanging out and commenting and making this so fun. I really enjoy doing this. And thank goodness I've got the gift of gab. Thank you for the gift of gab. Thank you. I like an E. So far I've only made blankets. You like an E hook? You can make this sweater with any yarn. I wrote the pattern purposely to be adaptable. I am going to write a specific pattern for this specific version because I know people really like it. But everything in the pattern that I just released, which I feel like is like a master pattern where you can make anything. I made it to be adaptable. So you could use a lighter weight yarn, you could use a fingering weight or a sock yarn or a DK weight, and then you just make your hexagon to size. You don't It doesn't give you like a specific number of stitches or rows to do. Hi user, thank you for the likes, and thank you for your question. Your question was, what are we making? The pattern I'm working on is the 6-day hexagon cardigan. Hi, thanks for joining. Thanks for popping in. A lot of people popping in right now. Often happens when we get to like the 2-hour mark. And also, somebody just shared the live, so that really helps also. Thank you for sharing. Oh, that was Yamil. Thank you so much for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Can I see the progress? Yeah, I usually stop at the end of every row and show it. And I'm going to change colors, so give everybody a chance to look at what I'm doing and offer your suggestions for color changes. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for joining, everybody. And then if you're just popping in and out, I want to ask you to go visit Andrew S. Crochets and follow their account. They've been here every day. They're not here right now because I had to leave, but they've been here on my lives every single day, commenting and engaging. It's very sweet. Oh, you're still here. I thought you had a doctor's appointment. You better get to the doctor. Go give Andrew S. a follow. You're procrastinating. You better get to that doctor. I'm going to hang up if you don't go. Well, I'm going to hang up at the end of round 3, and this is 7, so I've got 2 more rounds, and then I'm going. So you better be getting dressed and warming up the car. So I give different options in this pattern for different sleeves. So this is the tapered sleeve. See how it's starting to taper? And this is the flared sleeve. So see how this one, it flares out. It's flaring. Yeah. If I fold it, let me fold it properly. It's a gradual taper and a gradual flare. So I'm going to continue working on this sleeve, and let's bring the colors out and see what I wish that there was more of this purple. And you know, I don't want to lead but there's none of this yet on this side of the sweater, so I'm gonna heavily lean toward this one in the middle right here. Yes. All right, Andrew, so glad you're here so you can validate my choices. Or pick for me. I'm going to do 2 more rounds, and then I'm going to go. Andrew's going to go to the doctor, and I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. And if you want to, wait, this is the same as this. I'll start with this. I'm going to end up with an end. um, what was I saying? If you missed the beginning of this and you want to follow along with me and make your own hexagon cardigan, um, the replays are on my YouTube channel. So you can follow along over there. This is the 4th day of a 6-day crochet along. So I have 2 more days. Tomorrow I'll be here at 10, and then Sunday I'll be here at 5 Eastern time. The pattern's available on my website for free. It's bettymcknit.com. And if you don't want to look at the ads, you can pay for an ad-free PDF copy of the pattern. Also on my website, bettymcknit.com, on my TikTok store, Ravelry. You can go to Ravelry and Etsy, but it would be better if you just went to my store, my TikTok store, Instagram store. Those all go back to my Shopify. So there you go. Yes, you can buy the pattern. Another way that you can get this pattern is by joining my membership community. It's called the Betty McKnitiverse, and it's a monthly subscription or annual subscription community. And this month, this pattern is available to the members for free, so you get an ad-free PDF copy of it. The other bonus content that I have available in there right now is my Christmas tree skirts, holiday tree skirts, all 3 patterns. They're based off of the star, 6-day star blanket. And I recently updated the Invisible Woman hat and the Invisible People hat. So those new updated PDFs are also available in the McKnitiverse as bonus content. And there's a ton of other stuff. We do Zoom calls, and it's a great platform. I have courses in there. Crocheters Learn to Knit course is a great little course. So that's 1 month of that membership is actually cheaper than the pattern. So if that is the kind of thing that interests you, I encourage you to join the Betty McKnitiverse. Okay, this is round 2, chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch, skip 2. Okay, so this round has 1 DC2 together in this at the join in round 2. You know what I think would be helpful for this would be a chart in the pattern that shows you just this, because all the increasing and decreasing happens at this join. So maybe a chart that shows the join would just be helpful. And then we're going to skip 2 and double crochet around. So do you see how this is going to pull in more? I understand people saying they can't read patterns, but honestly, there is way more to a pattern than what can be shown in a video. So my videos are meant to help you with the pattern, but they don't replace the pattern. There is no way I can do everything. I can tell you everything in the video that you need to know. So be sure, if you're going to use my YouTube video, that you're using it with the pattern, because I'm not making a video pattern. I am making a supplement to my pattern to help you understand the pattern, because I know a lot of people have difficulty reading patterns. And I think that one of the reasons that people have difficulty reading patterns is because there are a ton of poorly written patterns out there. And there are also many different ways to write things. I really try to use standard pattern writing, but I also want to make the pattern like from the star blankets, for example, rather than having, like 87 different rows that are basically the same concept, but just with more stitches in each repeat. I wanted to make it so that you could, like memorize the pattern, the repetition of the pattern, and not have to look at the pattern for 86 rows. Once you understand what's happening, then it makes it easier to memorize. So, I don't know. People have had difficulty with the way I've written those patterns. And there's been some negativity about it, but you know, I did it the way that I thought was best. I did it my way. It takes time and practice to learn how to read patterns. Yes. And I really do try to write patterns with a lot of integrity. So when people come to me complaining, or if they don't get it right away, they're like, this is a poorly written pattern. It's not. Maybe it could be more clear. Maybe it could be improved to, be easier to understand for more people, their learning style or the way they think. But my patterns are not poorly written by any means. A lot of time and effort go into them. So I don't like when people say that about my patterns. That really upsets me. Hey, Casey, you struggle with reading patterns too? Yeah. I wouldn't be able to do a video only pattern. I don't think that. My brain doesn't compute. Okay, round 3, join with this. Okay. The end of round 2 is join with the slip.
Would you like to hear the song round 3, join with us?
Alexa, stop. Computer, stop. I don't know what she heard me say, that she thought I was talking to her, but I'm not. So join with a slip stitch. Round 3, slip stitch in the next space. Chain 2. Double crochet 2 together in the same, that should say same space. Oh no, that's round 3. That's right. This is right. 3 double crochet in each space around, making a double crochet 3 together in the last space. So 3 double crochet in the same stitch or space is not the same as double crochet 3 together. Florence Mills Brown says, my grandmother gave me my first needle. Not sure what it is. It's as long as a knitting needle, but it has a hook at the end. It's a Tunisian crochet hook. So a Tunisian crochet is almost like a combination of crochet and knit. So one basic difference between crochet and knit is that crochet is 1 stitch at a time, and knitting is many stitches on the hook, on the needle, at a time. And Tunisian crochet is crochet, but with many stitches at once. So that's why you have the long hook for it, because you carry multiple stitches at once, and work in rows like knitting. It's almost like a cross between knitting and crochet. I have hooks here. I have a set of Tunisian crochet hooks, but I dabbled in Tunisian crochet. I tried learning it, and I think that my pattern went viral, and that is when my Tunisian crochet journey ended. was like, now I have to pay attention to this. Someday, once I get done doing everything that I want to do with the 6-day kid blanket, um, I'll do Tunisian crochet again. You're welcome. An e-hook is very small. What kind of yarn are you crocheting with an e-hook? Okay, this is my last space of the round, so it's going to be a double crochet 2 together and then a slip stitch join to the top. I'm going to stop here. This is where I said I would stop, and I'm going to stop. There we go. There's the sleeves. Thank you. So just it's okay. But I have a motto, and the motto is lay it down and admire it. And so as a practice, I don't always do it at the end of every single row, but I preach this or teach this, and I try to practice this laying my work down at the end of every round or row, just so I can take a look at it, admire it, enjoy it, and also check it over and see what's happening with it. So this, my pattern for this cardigan, this is the 6-day hexagon cardigan. And I give different options for sleeve, and this is the tapered sleeve. So you see how it's tapering? And then this is the flared sleeve option. Okay, see how it's flaring? I got a little bit of flare here, but I think it'll be okay. It's not quite straight. I think one double crochet right here would have been better, but it's okay. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to take it out. Yeah, I think the flared sleeve is really cute on this jacket. Chop Chop says, I like the one you're wearing. This is just a shrug. Actually, it just goes across the back, has a little strip across the back, and it's the 6-day kid blanket inspired shrug. And this yarn is, all my patterns are on my site, bettymcknit.com. This is the 6-day shrug. The yarn for this is, once again, deconstructed cake yarn. And I think I just used up scraps of stuff I had. But it is, it's Lion Brand's Mandala Roving. And I think it's discontinued. I don't know. You have to go to their website. And then this is, let me see. This is the Karen. One of my balls fell on the floor. This is the Karen Ogo Big Donut, which is also discontinued, but it's lovely yarn. It's just your basic worsted weight acrylic. You can use your favorite worsted weight acrylic for this. I made the pattern to be adaptable, so you can actually make this with any yarn you want, any size you want. I give you instructions to to make it with any size you want. Okay, so I'll be back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. I don't know, maybe I'll come back tonight. We'll see how I'm doing. Um, and I'll do the hood. The hood will be next. So let me flip. You're very welcome. And you can reach out to me here on TikTok if you're making hexagon sweaters or if you have questions. I'm available to you if you're making a sweater. Definitely, reach out for assistance and do it before you leave the mean review. I wish I could turn off reviews on Etsy. They're so unfair sometimes. Like, just reach out because I'm here to help. I have a whole Facebook group to help with the pattern. I'm available. You can make a TikTok of your project and say, Betty, tag me Betty McKnit, help me with this. I'm here and I'm available, so there's no reason to trash me on the internet. Don't do that to people. That's not nice. I'm going to play my song. Here we go. Did my shrug.